All right, folks, it's panel time, and what's better than a Malzberg panel? How about eggplant parmesan? Well, that might be one thing, but almost as good as eggplant parmesan is our friend Peter Marisi, economist at the University of Maryland, who is back with us for the second time today, I'm happy to say, and Seton Motley, founder of Less Government. Gentlemen, welcome.
Welcome. Hello. Less Government. I like that name. You know, that tells you exactly what the organization does. It's not like 7 letters and, well, what does it mean? I wouldn't think that you for the build out of healthcare or something, you know?
No, Peter,
What about it, Seton?
I wanted to come up with a name that I could send a logo and a return envelope and raise money. And Peter, just in the interest of full disclosure, you were a
less government.
For many years of
I
my
like
mother.
That. Support less government.
Wait, you're both talking at once. So, wait, Peter, hold it, because Seton wants to compliment you, I think, or something. Go ahead.
Peter, in full disclosure, you were a customer of my mother's for many years at her antique shop, the Scarlet Boss.
Yes, I knew them very well. They've retired now and gone to Florida.
Yeah, most of the time. Sometimes up here, but most times down there, yes.
Look at this.
Very nice people.
You know, I'll tell you, I love bringing people together like this.
Don't you? I mean, this is really inside baseball, isn't it?
Yes, very much so.
Better than talking about the Dow today.
The Scarlet Boss. All right, we just had Suzanne Venker on, great contributor with Fox News and a great author, and she talks about, you know, the war on men and boys, and this new effort underway now that involves a lot of high-profile women like Beyonce and even Condi Rice, I'm sorry to say, to ban the word bossy because it intimidates girls and little girls and women, and they're not going to be as aggressive enough to succeed. They're not going to raise their hand in school because they'll be considered bossy. And these are notions that have been dispelled for decades already, when in fact the statistics show it's the boys who are suffering in school. But let me ask you, Peter, out there in the world of economics, have you, I mean, obviously more and more women are in the workforce, more and more women are CEOs, but I mean, do you see women having a problem getting to these, any woman who wants to be in the workforce, getting to the workforce? Are they being held back at lower education, do you think?
The facts are that it's young men that are doing as less well in education these days. They're getting fewer degrees. They're not doing as well as at school. There is a war on men, and I believe that this is just a continuation of that. Condi Rice has lost a lot of credibility with me by backing this up. I mean, telling me I can't use a perfectly good word in the English dictionary. Now, if I use it inappropriately, someone's going to call me on it. You know, if I use it to taunt a little girl, I'm going to lose my credibility and my good name. But if we ban that word, then it'll just be another word like pushy or something. This is really this is corporate nagging. That's what it comes down to. It's just nagging on a mass level to put men on the defensive, and I don't particularly like it, and I'm not going to put up with it.
What about it, Seton?
Well, I just think it's interesting that they want to tell me what I can eat, what I can't eat, what I can smoke, what I can't smoke, what kind of health care I have to buy, how big my toilet is, what kind of light bulbs I could buy, and then they don't want me to call them bossy. I find that to be a little conflicted.
I never used that word. You know, I've never been into calling a woman or a girl bossy because it is a bit pejorative. But to tell me I can't use the word, Condi Rice, you're too bossy for me.
Woo, I like that. That's absolutely, you know what? That's throwing it right back at her. That's absolutely correct.
You're too bossy for me. I don't like it. I resent it. And I have a son in law school, and I'm tired of the constant discrimination against straight guys in this educational system. I'm not talking about him specifically, but the boys are at a real disadvantage. They're not doing as well. Secretary Bennett has written about it a lot. Hillary Clinton's going to run for president on a campaign for girls. What she really is trying to exterminate male accomplishment, is what she's trying to do. She's the ultimate feminist. She wants women to be in charge, men to be subordinate. Buy aprons, guys. If you can't use the word bossy, you might as well not even get an education.
And Seton, Peter's absolutely right, because, you know, she spoke not too long ago and touting the fact that, you know, poor women and poor girls, and they're held back, the same nonsense that these foundations used to put out in the 80s that Christina Hoff Sommers wrote about in the 90s. But now this is the new chapter.
It's yes, Christina Hoff Sommers, author of Al Gore, The Earth Tones, the world's worst band. This is why Hillary Clinton, this whole bossy thing is prepping for Hillary 2016, because it's going to be the war on. This is the extension of the war on women. She's going to run for president. We can't, remember when she ran for Senate and Peter Fazio walked across the stage toward her?
No, close. Seaton, close. Rick Lazio.
Rick Lazio,
right.
Sorry.
That was Rick Lazio. But we got your thought.
Yeah, and
he walked across the
stage.
stage.
Remember? He was bullying a woman.
He walked across the stage. He walked across the stage, handed her a contract to sign for some issue, and then he bullied her, he invaded her space, he intimidated a woman, all that kind of crap. Yeah, we're going to go through that again.
Women want the advantages. These women want the advantages of being women when it suits their purposes, and they want special treatment when it doesn't.
Right.
That's what it comes down to.
And of course,
these women are not interested in equality. They're interested in diminishing your son and making him basically a second-class citizen. I think we ought to just tell the guys to do one of two things: buy a corset, learn how to smile and cook, or immigrate.
All right, I want to move on to another issue here.
We're going to have to teach guys to plie.
What's that?
We're going to have to teach guys to plie.
Plie?
The ballet curtsy.
Oh, okay. Me and ballet, we go opposite directions. So, but anyway, that's all right. We're gonna put up a picture here now. This is insane. This is the insanity of the left. I heard a woman today on the radio complaining about charter schools in New York because the big corporations are financing the charter schools, so they're evil. And the guy said, well, what are you talking about? What different? If they see a good thing and they want to help people and contribute to kids in school, why should it bother you that it's corporations that are donating the money? Well, here again, they're picketing. The picture you should be seeing up on the screen right now is a bunch of people in New York City at the New York State Conference, the SEIU. They're picketing the fact that the Koch brothers have donated money to a major hospital here in New York City to put on a whole other wing at New York Presbyterian, the soon-to-be-built David A. Koch Center, which is funded by a $100 million donation from the man himself. And, of course, countless people are going to be helped. They don't want the money. They don't want the wing. They're crazy. Peter.
Well, there's two things going on here. Unions don't like charter schools because it imposes accountability on teachers.
Right.
And I can tell you, being a professor, that educators will go to great lengths to avoid any kind of measurement or accountability. I live in a building and on a campus where that is a rampant problem. And the second thing is that unions, especially the teachers' unions, are great allies of the Condi Rices and Hillary Clintons in the war on men. And so they're going to get a lot of support in this war on corporations or war on corporate support for charter schools because it threatens the cabal of left-wingers who want to tell us what kind of light bulbs we can use,
right,
what kind of language we could use, and what we can eat and all the rest. I tell you, the only really sane thing is to emigrate to Britain. Let's send all the smart people there, take their intellectual property with them, move the corporations to Ireland, and let Hillary and Mr. Obama starve to death.
Peter, let's go. Seaton, you got about 30 seconds. But you want to address the hospital situation? Because I understand the teachers, the point with the schools, 100%, Peter's right. But what about not wanting the hospital wing built?
Well, yeah, it's just this anti-Koch thing. I mean, Harry Reid twice in a week goes on the floor of the Senate, calls him anti-American, and then has for donating to politics, and then has an all-night global warming fraudathon to appease a $100 million donor.
Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, gentlemen, great to talk to both of you, Peter Marisi and Seaton Motley. Thank you very much.
Have a great weekend,
Limited
guys.
government, all best.
All right, guys, thank you. Coming back with Dinesh D'Souza, exclusively on the Steve Malzberg Show on Newsmax Television.
Breaking news.